Ladies and gentlemen of Knucklehead Nation, I am absolutely ecstatic to be joined by the leader of the Hard Works tribe in Long Beach. They got two locations now, none other than Hung Vo. How are you doing, Coach Hung?
I'm great, George. Thanks for having me on.
thank,
You know
thank
how
you
to get
for
me on.
thank you for being on, man. I appreciate your time doing this with me, man.
No problem, no problem.
So, Hung, man, I not only want you on because not a lot of people, get to really talk to you, get to know you, even though we see you at the gym all the freaking time. You're a busy guy, but you're behind some of these, I gotta say, some of these fast rising, very talented prospects, in Long Beach coming out of this Hard Works gym, man. I really believe that this gym has become something very special. Before we get into that, though, kind of, let the people know, who is Hung in a nutshell. What got you into this fight game? What is this all about?
Yeah, I started probably like 20 years ago or something like that. Just ended up meeting Rampage when he was in Pride at a club, and then got his number, kept calling him, and I actually was a jiu-jitsu guy at first.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so I literally called the dude for like 2 weeks straight, and then he finally like, oh, okay. Did you want to do cardio kickboxing or jiu-jitsu? I was like, I don't want to do cardio kickboxing. So I ended up doing jiu-jitsu for a few years. My instructor at the time was training under Colin Oyama, but he was their jiu-jitsu black belt at the time, Giuliano Prado. So I
Mhm.
wanted to fight MMA. Colin was like, oh, you got to fight Muay Thai. So I trained Muay Thai and then kind of never looked back after that.
I see. I see. So you
Yeah.
got Rampage's number. I mean, you said you saw him at a club,
Century
and
Club in LA, and we had a bunch of Asian girls, and he has a thing for them, you know. So I was like, hey, then we hung out all night. And then I just got his number, like literally, like this is right after he maybe knocked out Randleman. I don't know if you
oh,
guys remember. Yeah, this is like way back when, you know. So yeah, and then that's it. I met Colin, and that's it. You know, I trained under
so
him for a long time.
So when you got his number, you were looking to train in some sort of
I was
martial art.
watching Pride, so we want to do like MMA, but yeah, obviously you had to train a couple different disciplines. At that time, you could only train at a Muay Thai gym or a Jiu-Jitsu gym. There weren't gyms that had both. Not like now,
Yeah.
when every gym has everything. You know what I mean? So you had to choose one or the other, and it was super expensive. It was close to like $200 a month, and this is like 2002. You know, so it was a lot of money for back then. You know.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And at some point, I guess you said you hooked up with Colin Oyama. I mean, I know you
Yeah,
kind of.
our jiu-jitsu coach and Colin opened up MMA gym together under one roof, one of the first of its kind. No limits. If any older guys remember that gym, so that gym was amazing. It was like 26,000 square feet and whatnot, and had the bells and whistles. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
ran that gym for a little bit with him, before he opened up Timoyama on his own.
And Colin is the kind of a coach that he's going to make you do MM or not just MMA fights. He's going to make you do a couple Muay Thai fights first and stuff like that before he lets you fight MMA.
Yeah, you want you to be well rounded, in the fight
Yeah,
you need to hit first, you don't go to the ground first. You
for
know
sure.
what I mean? So well, I just fell in love with Muay Thai, so I really didn't go back to any grappling at all.
So you were initially a grappler, and then you tried Muay Thai out. You loved it, and you said you didn't go back really, or do you still
Yeah,
kind of partake a little
I
bit?
would dabble a little bit,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, dabble a little bit.
And so you fought, for a while. You fought. You had your own career. Kind of tell me about that.
Yeah, I was just one of the front desk guys, honestly. But I was fortunate enough to watch Colin train, like, from Tito and Rampage through like Carlos Esparza, Shane Del Rosario. Like, he was like the first WBC Muay Thai heavyweight champion, the first American to win that title.
Mhm.
And he was a big 6'4" lefty, so you know, I
Yeah.
kind of got blessed with some 6'4" lefties now, so it was a little easy to train because I already been through it, see what they're supposed
Right.
to do.
Right, right, and that's that's the funny part to me because, like, you're training all these giants, man. You have nothing but giants at your gym for the most part. I mean, you got smaller people too, but jeez, man.
But like back in the day, if you ever partied with me, it was like Big Perm. It was like Rampage's one of the teammates and Shane. We always hung around big dudes, so we always
Yeah,
trained with big guys. And then I would hold pads for big guys, so it wasn't like it's like not something that I'm not accustomed to, you know. But
right, right.
they're definitely giants. I don't hold pads for no I hold pads for them no more.
For sure, for sure. And yeah, and I guess you ended up taking some fights while you were, being taught by Colin and
Yeah, I took some
everyone
amateur
else.
fights. I was supposed to go pro, but then I lost my eye in like 2009. I had a detached retina, and it
Yeah.
was a multiple detachment. So I had like 6 surgeries. I was like in bed for like 2 years. Yeah,
Wow.
so just something like I thought I could do more, but I couldn't physically do it anymore.
Yeah.
So kind of the coaching is a good outlet for me.
And did that happen in a fight or in training?
No, I was sparring with two guys. One was Aaron Slam Weatherspoon. He was used to be a King of Cage champ. If some guys remember that guy, he was a killer. And then Romy Adanza, which is one of my main training partners, were about the same size. And then I just remember he was so good that you couldn't use a trick twice on him. He'll figure you out on your like if you use a trick, you use it once, or if you use it twice, he had an answer for you. And then the one time, yeah, there goes my eye. I go to the trick
Damn.
twice, and the dude's so good. If you guys don't know who he is, go look up his fights.
Who was this that did it though? Was it Romy?
Romy Adanza. He was
So it
like
was
W.
Romy, not the other guy.
Yeah, but the other guy was way bigger, hit hard, but I remember the punch that it landed. So,
Oh man. Oh
but
man.
they're both like killers. Slam was the King of Cage champ at like 170 or something. He's a huge guy, and then
Yeah.
everyone back then we just go like we're the same size.
Yeah, yeah, and everybody knows Romy, especially the community. I mean, he's
Yeah, for sure. If you
very,
young
very
guys
high level.
don't, you gotta know. You gotta go figure that out.
For sure, for sure, for sure. So, you went on, you continued to you stayed in the fight game. At what point did you decide, hey, I'm gonna be a coach since I can't fight
Uh,
anymore?
Kind of on accident. I went to try to open up a telecommunications company, like a telemarketing company, and then one of my partners got cold feet, and then had quit the job while I went to try to do that. So I ended up taking a part-time job at UFC gym in Lakewood, and then that did really well because it just opened. And then the owner asked me if I wanted to teach at Long Beach too, which is closer to my house. So I ended up, teaching at both gyms. So I ended up just teaching at Long Beach. A few years into that, he offered me my business partner to sell the gym to us. So we ended up buying it when it was still UFC gym. And then it took about like 3 years for the contract to run out. And then we opened up Hardworks last year, or rebranded to Hardworks.
Hard works, baby, and that's
Yeah.
what it
So
is
we've literally
now,
only been
man.
around like a year, a little more than a year. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And now you've got two locations out there
yeah,
in Long Beach.
amazing. Just so blessed to have like, great staff and great trainer. I mean, great students. And I was blessed to have like some of the best trainers that trained me. So,
For sure,
not,
for sure.
I didn't do it on my own. You know what I
For
mean?
sure. No, no, and I can attest, I get to the gym at Hard Works because I'm in San Pedro close by. I try to get there as much as I can because I just love that gym. And I love the talent coming out of that gym. Before we go into that though, Hung, are you from Long Beach?
I'm from Orange. Actually, I'm from a couple of different places. My
Mhm.
parents were Vietnamese refugees. I was born in Thailand, actually. Some
Wow, okay.
weird, irony. I actually grew up in Kansas, Dodge City, Kansas, and then we ended up out here in the '90s. After that, and then I grew up in Norfolk County. We weren't allowed in Long Beach when we were kids.
Wow, wow. And why is that?
Well, like during the '90s, there was like gang wars, so you wouldn't go down
Oh,
there. You
I
wouldn't.
see.
Yeah. So like having worked there for 9 years, I love Long Beach, and then it's like second home to us though.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
my
yeah.
kids are from Long Beach, all my fighters and whatnot. So
Yeah, and excellent fighters. Part of the reason also, we're glad to have you on the show is because we've got three of the hard works fitness staples, three of your big horses out of your stable, right?
yeah, yeah, these kids are stallions, man. They're
That are
good
that are
horses.
gonna be and they're going to be throwing down at Fighters Rep on February 18th, man, at Fighters Rep 17. Big Sam,
Yeah,
Evan
I
Bolton.
really want to thank you for that. We've been like looking for these couple fights, and you've been able to put it together. So really appreciate it.
For sure. Listen, I've told you in the past, man, if your guys want to fight, your guys get prioritized.
Yeah,
I tell every gym that's serious, especially with you guys, man. One thing I'll say about your team is, you guys are always professional. You guys not only do your part as far as marketing and selling, but your guys come to fight and almost all the time come to win. I mean, your guys win almost all the
yeah.
time.
You're not gonna fight for us if you're not gonna like. If they've been tested in the gym before they're tested out in the ring. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
we don't
yeah.
let anybody go out there and represent us that don't have what it takes.
Yeah, and it's definitely. I mean, we match you guys up. I think we match you guys up pretty tight, and you guys, typically do very well at our shows. Which I like to think is. I mean, I just think you got impressive talent there, and I kind of want to go through the guys one on one. One
Yeah.
by one, rather. You know what I mean? So you mentioned thank you for Sam. I mean, Sam Fournier. He's a bit of a difficult person to match, considering his size. We talk about how big your fighters are. He's the
Yeah.
biggest one. Am I right?
Yeah. 6'7", ranges like walks around like 225, but he goes to 205. Or this fight we fight what 230. So
Yeah.
we're going up in a weight class to get this fight. Do whatever we got to do to make it happen.
Yeah, and you guys are going to be fighting in the heavyweight division
Yeah. So it's up a
against
weight,
a
actually
kid
2 weight classes. Yeah.
in Amal Rasuli, who captured our super heavyweight title. And he's a big boy too. I mean, Amal's
Yeah.
got to be.
For sure.
I mean, yeah, he's got to be 6'4". So it's going to be, a couple. I mean, here's the other thing I want to say about this fight. Right, these are the two best heavyweight amateurs that I know of.
Yeah. He's undefeated too, right?
Yeah, I think
So
I
yeah.
think he's undefeated as well.
Yeah.
So
So they're both undefeated at heavyweight. So
yeah, and these are the two baddest heavyweight amateurs that I know of currently. And I'm very excited about this fight, man. Kind of, tell me what your feeling about the fight is, and what Sam is feeling about the fight.
I think it's a good matchup. We've been wanting to fight Razuli for a minute now, either in Muay Thai or kickboxing, because we asked for this, I think, before. But I'm
Yeah.
just happy he's getting someone that's gonna more like a litmus test to see where he's at. He's kind of made like easy work of the guys he's fought, so I want him to get a real challenge. So definitely Razuli will bring the best out of him, and I think vice versa.
Yeah. And what can we look for out of Sam, man? Like, what are some of the qualities you think we're going to see out of Sam? Because I think everybody needs to come watch this fight. I mean, you already know me. I'm going to promote the heck out of this because just this fight alone. I mean, again, these are the two best heavyweights. But what do you think we should expect out of Sam? What should people expect out of Sam?
The kid's good, man. Real technical, real calm, real fluid. I don't know. He just has it. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah.
fight wise, he has a big left kick, he has a big punch. Everyone's seen that online. There's not like his video of him online dropping people with everything. So elbows, punches, kicks, but this is a kickboxing fight. But yeah, I think we match up really well, and then we'll see what happens. We definitely go to finish fights.
I love it. I love it. Big Sam and Evan Bolton's in the chat says Sam Calvin Klein 48. I gotta say that the
Hey,
team
TK.
I gotta say that the team has some of the funniest nicknames and some of the
It's
best
usually the ones
nicknames.
you don't like. It's usually like if they don't like it, oh, that's it.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And you're notorious for that. You're notorious for that,
Uh,
Hung. I heard Chris
honestly,
Cully. Our,
yeah.
co- our commentator Chris Cully told me that you told him behind the scenes to roast Cam during his fight, which I just thought
Hey,
was
someone got to
absolutely
keep you
hilarious.
humble.
Oh
Someone got to keep you humble.
So big 6'7" Sam Fournier taking on Amal Rasuli at Fighters Rep 17
Yeah.
on February 18th. I think that's worth the price of admission on its own. But then we've got Cameron Spencer coming back to the Lions Den as well, right? He's
Yeah.
taking on Angel Becerra out of Team Quest. I think this is going to be another fun fight at 185 pounds, man. And Cam has actually won a title since we last saw him. You know, what's
He
going on
fought,
with Cam?
he fought one of the top Muay Thai kids. That kid has like 4 different belts and whatnot. So he took the this time was only literally his second Muay Thai fight, and he captured the title against one of the strongest kids from Northern California.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of guys that want to fight Cam, but definitely he's got whoever wants to fight him. Obviously, it's coming to swing.
Yeah.
And Team Quest is Henderson's gym is a gym that's been around a long time, so definitely have a lot of respect for them.
For sure. I think that's going to be a real fun fight. We actually got him hung along with Jared Vandera, who's going to be in the pro portion of the card. He's going to be taking on Maykel Clark. Jared is actually a UFC veteran. He was just fighting for the UFC, I think 5 months ago. They call him the Mountain. So
hell yeah.
So I think that's gonna be a real fun fight.
Yeah,
and,
Mikel used to come down and train with us at Oyama's with Big Shane.
Yeah. No, I've actually seen pictures of you and Maykel and stuff, so I thought you'd like to hear that. And we got Angel as part of the package deal with Jared Vandera, which is going to be a fantastic heavyweight fight.
Man.
Angel's 185 going to be taking on Cam, and Cam. Every time Cam's at Fighters Rep, it's must-see TV. He finished 2 opponents. He went life and death with Raymond Martinez for a title fight, and I would love to make that rematch if and when Raymond Martinez comes back. But
hey, get better, right?
Yeah, but he hasn't gotten back yet. We hope he gets better and gets back. But in the meantime, man, we can't wait to watch Cam. And Evan Bolton says Cam's got the best nickname, and I got to agree with that one.
Yeah. I'm not going to put it out there. He's going to get mad.
Yeah, we're not going to put it out there either. I'm not going to do that to him anymore. But what an exciting athletic contender Cam is. I mean, another explosive, big, strong fighter out of Hardworks Fitness, another supremely talented kid. And, it speaks to what you're doing to these guys, Hung. I don't know what you're doing out there, brother, but you're doing something right. Can you share a little bit of the secret sauce with us?
Nothing more than like what I was taught myself. Colin was a very strict coach. If anyone knows Colin, he's very hard nosed, and it's all about work. Whether you win, you lose, you always go back to work. You always improve whether you win or lose. So every time they get back, even if they win, if they didn't listen or they didn't do things that we planned out, then we go back and we work on them. So, we just ride the highs and lows and take the even road, You can't get too high on yourself in the sport because there's always some young kid who's going to knock you off, So I just try to work as hard as I can and be the best coach I can for those kids,
I love it. And for those joining us just now, any questions or comments you have for Coach Hung, feel free to drop them in the chat, or if you're watching this after the fact, drop it in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, join the channel, just $9.99. It's the only way to watch these boys from Hardworks throw down if you don't buy tickets, which is what they should do, Hung. They need to buy tickets. They can get them at the gym. They can get them at FightersRep.com. We got 3 of Hardworks' best young fighters on this card. This is a must-attend event. And also be sure to follow Hung and his gym on Instagram, right, at Hardworks Fitness. You got a couple Instagram accounts. Share them with us, Hung.
Hardworks Fitness, LB, and then we got Hardworks Fitness 4th Street. So anywhere in Long Beach, pretty much we're by you.
And definitely swing by that gym if you're anywhere in the Long Beach area, man. If you want to learn the striking arts, if you want to learn, Muay Thai, kickboxing, if you want to exercise at a fantastic place that's got a weight room and bags and a ring and everything you could want as a fight fan or as just
a special boxer size class with George. He took the boxer size class. Looking at Sade while he boxes.
Oh my god! So
if you haven't seen the Sade video, check that one out.
It's a must see. It's on Hung's. That's on your Instagram or the Hardworks one?
I think it's on the reels. My reels. I think I hid it from my main page. I don't want to embarrass you too bad.
Well, the other person we got to talk about, right? And this is on the pro portion of the card coming on
This,
February
this
18th.
fight's fire, bro. I've been waiting. Yeah, this fight's fire.
Man, we're talking about two of the best 147 pounders probably in the nation. I mean, I
I think
gotta
so.
say, yeah, I gotta say probably in the nation, and it's your young fighter Evan Bolton, who was a two-division Fighters Rep IKF champ, among other championships he won. The ones that I
Yeah,
know about, the ones that I know about are the ones he won with us at two
yeah,
different weight classes. He's now undefeated as a pro at 147 pounds. He's taken on a very dangerous Jordan Weiland out of Dan's gym in Arizona, another just absolutely
yeah.
incredible,
Powerhouse kid. Yeah,
yeah, just the most high level competitive fight I think on the card, and a fight I'm very excited about.
yeah. Definitely. If you're a fan of fighting, you're a fan of Muay Thai or kickboxing, these two will put on a show for you. You know Evan. You guys seen Evan fight, so I think we match up really well. And then let the best man win.
And it's such a crazy fight, and then Jordan coming out from Arizona. I mean, he's beaten guys that are, at the big shows, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
for
he's
sure.
had such, just like Evan, such a long and developed amateur career. He's got a real pedigree behind him too, man.
Yeah, definitely. Evan has like 40 something fights. Like Jordan's been around forever. You know what I mean? So I don't. There's nothing other to say that he's one of the best in the country, and I think that's what we want to do. We want to fight the best.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it. So, that's actually the main event for Fighters Rep 17. It's going to be Evan Bolton, a kid out of Long Beach that's just incredible. He's an anomaly, Hung. He's an anomaly, right? He's like a
Yeah, I don't know.
he's like a six
Yeah,
foot three, iron chinned, skinny kid out of Long Beach that, I don't know
well,
where you
if
even
you look
found
at
this
him,
kid.
he's very unassuming. If you look at him, he's
Mhm.
very unassuming. And then when he gets out there, then it's like, oh shit. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
then you're deep in it, and you're like, okay, this is not working.
And
So I think that's what.
he's the sweetest, nicest kid to deal with too. Besides being unassuming, you would never think. I think if you just met him, you would say, this guy's a fighter." No way, like this guy fights. But then you see the shape he's in, you see the body type, how long he is. I mean, he's a handful. He's just a handful.
Yeah, he's a difficult problem. I haven't seen anyone really in the last 15 so fights have a answer for it. And now, until I see it, then I think he's the best kid in the country. But we'll see February 18th if he is or
Yeah,
not.
yeah, and at the beginning of the career, I mean, he did have some losses, right? I mean, it was win
Yeah, he
loss
was like
win
a
loss.
500 fighter. The
Yeah,
first 20 fights, he was like a 500 fighter, and then he started, I think, just grow into his body. He was like 6'4" at like 19, 18. So I think
right.
he put on some muscle in the last few years, and I think that's made the biggest differences. At 47, he's a monster. I
Yeah.
don't think anybody at 47 in this country can beat him.
That's incredible. That's an incredible statement from someone like you, Hung, because you really know your stuff, man. And
Yeah,
I agree. I agree. It's why when I saw this fight, the potential to make this fight, I was just watering at the mouth. I said, I gotta make this fight. We gotta bring this kid from Arizona and find out who the man is at 147 pounds. I wanted to ask you, Hung, you said he grew into his body, he put on some muscle. I mean, but you must have done something as well. Something must have clicked in his
well,
head with his technique, with his training. Something must have happened.
just being around other high level athletes. So like on weekends, we'll when we have time, we'll go see like Colin and his fighters over there, and they got obviously world class athletes over there. So having
Yeah.
that like little bit of like, hey, this is what the high level does. This is what you got to do. You know what I mean? So he just listened to what I told him and then kept working and got better. It wasn't
Yeah.
overnight. Probably like he's not a really athletic kid, but he just works harder than everybody else. You know.
Yeah. 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 I've noticed that he just keeps coming. That's kind of like his style, right? He can just keep coming and not get tired.
Yeah, it's like the Maasai warrior. He just runs you down. Runs the lion down. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You know that hey, he's just gonna run you till you can't run no more.
You know, it's kind of like the opposite of what Cam is to me, right? Cam is just like
Yeah.
this explosive, amazing athlete on the other hand, right?
Yep. 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 You know, some
And
guys have like intangibles. You know, you can't teach power, speed.
yeah, yeah.
You know, good looks.
And where
Joke.
would you put
Inside joke.
where would you put Sam? Where would you put Sam as far as like the athleticism and everything
What?
else and the intangibles?
He came from a hockey background, so he's kind of like he likes to be a dick. You know, he likes to hit people. You know, so like he's super like dude. The kid is strong as shit. He's like strong hips, has a big kick, but yeah, he's athletic in a different way. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Cam's like your natural. You're like your prototype, like athlete. Like
Football
yeah,
player.
football, basketball. He came from a football background, tight end, so skill
Yeah,
player.
yeah, yeah. And I'm sure they spar each other a lot over there at
Yeah.
Hard Work.
Hey, that thing is like, man, you guys are missing out. If you're around the gym, come by, it's just bombs dropping in. When Low gets back, and they got like some monsters in there banging.
And that's another kid that we've had on the show who was very impressive in his debut in the Lions. Then was Lamond, right? And he's
Yeah.
also 6'5", 6'6".
6'6", no 6'5". Yeah, he played pro ball overseas, but he did also like tried out for the Miami Heat. So he's like was that type of athlete. And his dad actually played for the Clippers for years. So
Wow,
crazy,
wow.
crazy athlete. I'm just waiting for him to come back. He'll be back beginning of the year.
And all these kids are from Long Beach?
Long Beach, or like went to school there, or you know what I mean? Because Long Beach has a lot of like different colleges around there. We're right in between LBCC and Cal State, Long Beach, and then we got like
Mhm.
Poly and those schools, Wilson. So there's so many athletes that come through that area.
Yeah, yeah. So let me ask you, Hung, now that you guys opened the second location for Hardworks Fitness, I mean, are you getting more young guys kind of walking in and saying, hey, I want to fight. I want to be like these guys. I want to be like Cam and Evan and Sam and Lo. I want to be these guys?
Yeah, there's always like young prospects you work with, but like the thing with this generation is they think they can just download it, and all of a sudden 2 weeks later they're good at it.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? They don't like have to work through like, hey, this is one of those sports that you have to pay your dues. You got to get beat up for years to get better at it. So I say one out of like 1,000 kids make it to fighting in our gym.
Yeah, I
It's not
see.
a lot. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of fighters. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like other gyms have everybody in their gym fighting. I just, the kids that really, really put in work that, I see they put in work, I'll put in as much work as they will.
Yeah, yeah. And how many fighters would you say you have at this point?
I have lost count, honestly. I don't really count. Probably like a
Yeah.
dozen. I have no idea. I just
Are they
like, hey,
mostly at the traffic circle location
yeah,
or
mostly the traffic circle. The other one's kind of new, and they're just building the membership base. And it takes a long time to build fighters, and that's if like they stick around, that long. The kids. So
yeah.
I was fortunate; my kids were seriously committed to it, and they just stuck around. And then now, like we built this team, but we lost some tons of kids along the way, though.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I
Yeah,
feel the same way as a promotion, you know what I mean? There's so many
like
kids. Go ahead, go ahead.
on the road to the top, people are gonna fall off.
Yeah, there's so many kids that I saw, like there's a couple that come to mind that I'm just like, man, that kid was getting so good. Or that kid, it's always the ones that you felt like were getting real good that fall off. Those are the ones I remember at least, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
Uh,
just part of the game. It's harder than most people think. You know what I mean? The sacrifice of like family time and whatnot, not eating what you want. You know, yeah, that's really hard. I'm a
that's what,
seafood diet. I see food, I eat it.
especially all that good food out there in Long Beach, huh?
Oh, dude, like especially at the museum. Oh my God, yeah, don't go over there. Like, you can just work out to like lose the weight you put on by eating over there. Just joking.
Oh my god. Oh my
But
god.
yeah,
But
we'll work up that off.
yeah, I mean, if you guys want to go work the fat up, Hung, tell them, man. Tell them where they can come check out Hardworks
Yeah,
Fitness.
come
When
by.
by.
Um, Trial to class, we're on PCH at 4290 East PCH. So nice by the beach, beautiful. There's a nice view when you lift weights, the sunset, I
Beautiful,
always catch
beautiful.
George staring out into the sunset. He'd be on his bike, pedaling.
It's a beautiful gym. It really is. It
Oh,
really is.
man. I still pinch myself. I don't
Yeah.
still think it's mine.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, I love how like the whole front is all windows, and like you said, you almost feel like you're outside, but you're not. And you get all those palm trees and the sunlight, and I'm a big fan, man, and I love going to that gym. You guys should definitely check it out if you haven't been by there. And then just the quality, man, just the quality of the people, the quality of the training. And me as a promoter, I mean, I see it more than the layman would, right? Because
Yeah,
I'm dealing with these fighters and I'm seeing Evan capturing titles left and right, and I'm seeing Cam becoming a champion, and I'm seeing, has Sam won a title yet? I'm sure he has, right?
he just won a title. Yeah, he just won a title a couple weeks ago.
He just won a title, and now he's going to be fighting. I mean, again, guys, Amal Rasuli, he's our super heavyweight champion. They're gonna figure it out. They're gonna be
Oh,
fighting.
yeah, they both fought the same guy, and then Razuli had a lot more problems than Sam had with him. So
There we
you know,
go. There we
yeah,
go. There we
they
go.
did both
But
fought the Chadrick. So we watched the Chadrick and Razuli fight, and then he had more trouble than Sam did. So
but styles do make fights, though,
yeah,
Hung, right?
yeah, so I think we were fairly well matched up, and then they're heavyweights, so one shot can end it all.
And has Sam done kickboxing, or has he done strictly Muay
No,
Thai?
Muay Thai. Yeah,
Okay.
it's the first time you're probably gonna really, really see his hands because he's been working on him. Man, I told
I look
Chris that
forward
too.
to it. I look
I
forward
told
to,
Chris that.
well, I look forward to, because I also think Rasuli is more of an MMA guy, but he fought for us, or MMA guy, more of a Muay Thai guy, but
Yeah,
he fought for us kickboxing and won a title already. So, I look forward to seeing, it's not a huge transition, but it's definitely a difference, right? The Muay Thai and the kickboxing.
for sure. There's a huge difference. Like Sam likes the elbow too. You know what I mean? If you've seen his fights, he fires those things. But elbows are just short punches. We just blend it. We got it though.
Yeah,
We just let me.
you taught me one the other day. Throw the uppercut, but just do it with your elbow. Do it with your elbow.
It's just same but different.
Yeah, yeah. I wanted to ask you, Hung, we are kind of switching up the rule set. I wanted your opinion on that. We are transitioning over to the real IKF unified rules, which means there is going to be a two-handed clinch allowed as long as it's
Yeah,
active, and it'll be allowed to go on for 3 to 5 seconds as long as the guy's active. You will be able to catch a kick as long as you counter immediately. You can't hold the leg, though. You got to let go right after you counter. And now they will allow kicks to the knee and below the knee. So kind of, what are your thoughts on this shift in rule set? How do you think it affects the guys?
I think as a fighter, because you train multiple disciplines. You know what I mean, from jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai. So within a rule set, you should be as a fighter be able to adjust to it. But I think the rule set here is like the K1. I think it's what the old K1 Max rule sets. So like that's what I prefer. That Dutch style and adding that clinch, and especially for the pro rules. For Evan and whatnot. I really like it for him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if it's something you prefer, you're over there licking your lips about it. It's something you prefer, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like the guys that use a lot of boxing and ducking, they can't duck into a knee. You know what I mean? Be allowed to clinch.
Right.
So I think it helps our style better for sure.
And you have mentioned to me that you're a big fan of the K1 Max rules. Like that was like your kind of like your favorite thing to watch, right?
Yeah, like Boy Cal, Masato, Zambides. He's a short guy like me.
Oh, let's
I remember
go.
who's that fight Zambides and that what's his name? They just stood toe to toe. Remember that
Oh, the
fight?
Arab guy. It was the Arab guy,
Yeah, you
right?
know what I'm talking about, dude. If you guys
I
haven't
forgot his
seen
name, but that was
kickboxing, that
crazy.
was fucking kickboxing.
That was crazy. That was crazy. And I do think, Hung, not to toot our own horn, man, but this show, I mean, I'm starting to call it the big drama show because like Triple G used to say, the big drama show, because in the last event, right,
Yeah,
there were 3 fights where I thought the guy was finished, and then he
Yeah.
comes back, and either finishes his opponent or comes back and maybe like should have gotten a draw or something. It's wild.
Granado's fight, bro. When he got dropped, I thought he died. I was like, oh shit. I love Granados. I was like, oh shit, right? And then he got up and dropped the other kid. I was like, man, that boy's fucking yeah, hell yeah, Jason.
Dude, Hung, I was sitting ringside when
Yeah.
that punch landed. I was like, oh man, I threw my hands up. I said, this kid's finished. I said, this
No,
kid's
like
finished.
same here. And then his chin was still up after that. I was like, oh shit.
He's something else. That kid's
No,
something else.
that kid got dynamite in his hands for sure.
Man. But I can't wait, Hung. I can't wait for February 18th. I'm so glad we got 3 of the guys
Yeah, it
from Hard
should be
Works
a
on
really
the
good show, win or lose, we're definitely gonna, bring the heat.
and not just bring the heat, but bring the crowd, man. Because every time a Hard Works fighter is competing, all the Hard Works maniacs are in the audience screaming "Hard
Yeah,
Works."
yeah, that'll be Vance. Vance is
And
loud.
he is really loud. I love
That
that guy.
that dude is the ultimate hype man.
That guy's too
Respectful
much.
hype man. Respectful hype
Yeah,
man.
yeah. That guy's too much fun, and I just can't wait, man. I think it's gonna be crazy. I think it's gonna be
Right.
crazy. So
Uh,
I appreciate it, man. I appreciate you putting the guys on the card. I look forward to promoting them. I want to thank you for your time. I've kept you here almost 40 minutes now, Hung, man. I want to thank you for doing this with me.
yeah, no problem.
I feel like I've gotten to know a lot about you that I didn't. So I'm glad we kind of did this. You know what I
Hell yeah,
mean?
hell yeah. Yeah, I appreciate you and having our guys on the show and giving them a platform to show their talents. You know what I mean? Like without promoters like you guys, like these kids couldn't even do this.
For
So definitely a
sure.
lot of respect. I know it's not an easy job and you have to deal with a bunch of egos, but we really appreciate you, bro.
For sure, and yours is not one that luckily I've really had to deal with in any sort of negative way. I've enjoyed working with you very much, and I love working with your fighters, and I look forward to doing it for a long time to come. I wanted to ask you, Hung, on the record, man. I mean, how's it been? How's it been? With Fighters Rep on the guys. What do the guys think of the promotion? Do they enjoy the promotion? Like, what do they think about it?
Yeah, we love the show. Your staff is amazing. You're always like on time, ready to go. The best part of it is giving these guys like promotion where like people can actually see their fights and you guys have like obviously these interviews with them and whatnot and actually put them out there. So most promotions like, hey, sell your tickets, come to the show, fight for us. But you
Yeah.
actually put them on a real good platform to grow.
For sure, for sure. And I hope to keep growing them. And if you guys want to sponsor some of the best young fighters, I'm talking about in the world, reach out to Hung on Instagram, man. Reach out to Hardworks Fitness on Instagram. If you can't find them, find me, and I'll be the middleman and help you guys, sponsor these young guys. I mean, again, we're talking about Evan Bolton, one of the best 147 pounders in the United States. We're talking about Cam Spencer, a champion at 185 pounds. And we're talking about another champion in Sam Calvin Klein Fournier. A guy who's going to be fighting the best heavyweight amateur out there, as far as I know. I mean, for me, whoever wins this fight is the best heavyweight amateur, unless there's one that I don't know about somewhere. So
Yeah,
definitely,
at
show these
least on the
kids
West
some
Coast for
support.
sure.
What's that?
At least on the West Coast for sure,
Oh
because
yeah, yeah,
we we've,
yeah.
we've been trying to find this guy a fight for a minute. So
Eventually, hopefully, Hung, we could expand to the East Coast and try to increase the talent pool and see what else we could draw.
Miami,
But anyway,
listen, Miami.
guys, listen. Thank you so much for joining me and Hung again. Be sure to follow him. He's always got these beautiful pit bulls all over him too, man. It's got like
Yeah,
great
just like,
bulls and
hey,
stuff.
it's my attention, my turn now.
But thank you guys for your time. Thank you for joining. Check out Hung and the team on Instagram, man. Follow the Hardworks accounts. show them some love and get your tickets to Fighters Rep. They're on sale now at FightersRep.com. Hung, thank you for your time, brother. Thank you, man.
So thank you, man. See everybody February 18th.
See you, brother.
Take it easy.